If you check out my Instagram account, you'll notice that I have so much in my feed that isn't revolved around my face and me showing up face camera. So in today's video, I'll show you 4 different content formats that you could also use to show up on Instagram without showing your face and still grow your account. For those who are new around here, I'll quickly introduce myself. Honestly, it's gonna only take 10 seconds. So I'm Laura. I help service businesses build and scale businesses on Instagram. So if that's you, do not forget to hit subscribe because I share so much content to help you get visible on Instagram and build a successful business. Okay, so let's dive straight in. So there's gonna be 4 formats that I'll go over one by one. The first one that I wanted to talk about is actually single posts. So these are just these normal photos that you would post on Instagram. And I wanna talk through a few sort of formats for single posts that you could be using that work really, really well in terms of engagement, in terms of reach, in terms of follower growth, but that actually are not revolved around you and the way you look. So here are some examples. These are single posts that I often put out and that work really well. We have things like comparison tables. I usually do an Instagram versus reality for that because it's really relevant for my niche. You could do stuff like infographics, so showing things that are quite interesting and educational, but showing it in a more infographic way instead of just writing it in a caption. Overall, it's about creating some sort of one single post that is really visual and that helps, people spend a lot of time on your content. Why is this so important? Because Instagram cares about the amount of time people spend on your content. So when you put actually a picture out there, most people just kind of like scroll over it. They see it, they're like, ooh, cool picture, double tap, and they scroll. Whereas if you put something like a single post that is an infographic out there, first of all, amazing way, you don't have to show your face. But second of all, it's a lot more valuable. It's a lot more attention grabbing. People are gonna be like, ooh, what is this? Ooh, I need to read this. Okay, cool, interesting. They spend some time on your content and Instagram's only gonna reward you for that. And actually in return, it's gonna help you grow as well. You'll see that even a lot of people tend to save these type of posts or even share it with their audience in their stories. So definitely create a lot of more sort of infographic or visual single posts because they work so well and it's not revolved around your face. Second of all, I want to introduce you to the magical carousels. So carousels are something I would highly recommend anyone to create on Instagram because they're so valuable. They're so amazing for saves and for, Instagram growth. And they're so amazing because people spend a lot of time on your content because they're like, wow, content valuable. They swipe through it and they keep going. So what is a carousel? A carousel is actually a post that can go up to 10 slides that you put together where you can take a person sort of on a journey of educating them on something, telling them a story, whatever it is that you want to share. I create so many carousels. Honestly, my account is like pretty much carousel, something else, carousel, something else. And the reason I do this is because carousel has been one of the biggest reasons that I've been growing on Instagram. So many people go to my account and they're like, ooh, I want to see Laura's carousels because they're full of value. They're full of, amazing little gems and they save them. They refer me to their friends and that's how I grow as well. So I'm not just relying on an Instagram algorithm. On the contrary, these carousels, because they're so full of value and they're so much more than just a little Instagram caption, people really feel like they're getting so much more out of that. So that helps me build a tighter community and that also makes sure that I don't just rely on an Instagram algorithm to grow, but I have my community doing the word of mouth, sharing my carousels, saving my carousels, coming back to them later and so forth. So I would highly recommend you to create more carousels. It's amazing because you don't have to show your face, but it's actually also amazing for Instagram growth. When you're at it and you're creating Instagram carousels, one thing I would recommend is to kind of leave the last slide for a call to action. So on the last slide, you could put something like, was this helpful? Don't forget to save this for later, or share this with a friend, or something like that. Anything that helps you kind of get the ball rolling and make sure that your carousel also brings you a lot of followers and so forth. Then moving on to the third format that you could use, and that is Reels, but within Reels, not about dancing, it's not about showing your face. I'm talking about Reels tutorials. This is something that works so well. My most viral Reels ever that got, a bit over 1 million views, I think, that reel literally was a tutorial. So it wasn't about me showing up and doing a silly dance, it was about me showing some sort of things that my audience could do inside a phone and just just showing it like that. What I would love for you to focus on when you show up on Reels, and it's not about you showing up with your face, of course, is to create tutorials. So if you're in a more online niche, then of course you could do tutorials that are on your phone, on your computer. If you're more in a physical niche, meaning, you know, you're a painter or something, of course, why not show some sort of time lapse of you painting and showing what you're creating, or, you know, whatever it is that you're doing. It could be cool to show some behind the scenes and show how you do certain things. So tutorials are extremely savable once again because people are learning something from you, so it's highly educational. But again, it's also amazing because it stands out a lot more. Most people are indeed jumping on Reels with silly dances and trends instead of thinking of how can I stand out, how can I make sure my Reels actually help others. So again, tutorials, Reels, amazing, it's a gem. Most of my viral Reels are like that, so I would highly recommend doing some of these as well. And then last of all, Instagram stories. I know you must be thinking, yeah, in your stories, how can you not show your face? Everyone like shows up on camera like this. But honestly, I actually don't show my face on stories that often because, I don't know, I'm a bit lazy. I don't always want to show my face on camera, but I still show up every single day. And the way I do that is that I have some sort of slides that I use every now and then when I want to talk to my audience, but I don't want to show my face. I have a few templates and I'll show you actually what they look like on the side of this video. But so these are like templates that have sort of my brand colors that are designed. And what I do when I want to talk to my audience, I just take one of these templates, I write over it, and I just kind of make a few stories like that. So let's say something happened and I just quickly want to share it with my audience, like, I don't know, whatever it is, like, hey, I just hit 1,000 followers. I would be like taking that template and then just kind of like writing it on there and then putting a poll in there or a question box or anything to make it more interactive. So this is a great way to still talk to your audience, to make them feel like you're connecting to them, but you don't necessarily have to show your face. So that's it for today's video. We went over the 4 formats and sort of the design examples that I would recommend so you can show up consistently on Instagram without having to show your face. Surprisingly, these methods are, I would say, the ones that helped me grow a lot quicker on Instagram. It's not been, you know, the Reels where I'm dancing around that helped me grow. On the contrary, it was the tutorials, the infographics, the value-packed carousels. So that kind of content was really what helped me stood out and helped me grow a lot faster. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a little thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you want to learn more, I have a really great Instagram video about Instagram growth hacks that I recommend for 2022 because a lot has changed on Instagram lately. So definitely check out this video if you want to learn what strategy I recommend for the year. That is really visual hacks to grow on Instagram without showing your face. People really, how do I want to say? That's not what I want to say.